Amnesty International has condemned the stoning of a 13-year-old girl in southern Somalia. The human rights organisation claims the teenager was stoned to death after her father informed the authorities that she had been gang raped. She was reportedly accused of adultery, and the stoning in front of a crowd of around 1,000 was her punishment. We'll be speaking to Amnesty in a moment. First, though, our reporter John Manell is here. And John, what do we know about what happened to this girl?
Well, Sarah, the victim of this stoning was a girl called Aisha Ibrahim Daholo, and this is said to have happened in the port city of Kismayu, which is in the very south of Somalia. It's an extremely difficult and dangerous area to report from. It's under the control of a militant Islamist group called Al-Shabaab. The BBC Somali service had a reporter in the area, but he was shot dead back in June during the time when the Islamist rebels were fighting for power. I have been able to speak to some people over the telephone from the city, and I've managed to find someone who claims to have actually witnessed the stoning. For his protection, I have agreed to conceal this person's identity, so his words which you'll hear are spoken by an actor. Obviously, you'll understand in the circumstances I'm unable to verify what I have been told, but I should warn you that you might find some of this testimony disturbing.
It was a very, very big place. More than 1,000 people arrived there. After 2 hours, the Islamic administration in Kismayu brought the lady to the place, and when she came out, she said, "What do you want from me?" They said, "We will do what Allah has instructed us." She said, I'm not going. Don't kill me." A few minutes later, more than 50 men tried to stone her.
Why did they want to stone this girl? What did she do wrong?
They said they accused her she was having a husband, and she came here and she married illegally another husband.
But what does her father say? Have you spoken to her father?
No, but our media has talked to him, and he said my daughter was 13 years old. She was not having a man. She didn't reach that age. He says she was raped.
So, what did you see? Describe to me what you saw.
I have seen what I call local forces, those which are loyal to the Islamic administration in Kismayu. They were trying to say to the people, please go back, go back. The crowd was very busy. Every person trying to see what was happening. The time was 4 p.m. After 1 hour, the lady was brought there, and the forces tried to stone her. She was crying at that time. They buried her. She tried to reject what they were doing to her, but they kill her.
They dug a hole in the ground, did they? And they buried her?
Yes, they buried her, up to her neck.
So you could see her face?
No, the crowd was so busy. Every person was trying to see her. It was not suitable to me to see her. I have seen her when she was coming down the path. She was crying. She was saying, I'm not agreeing with what you are saying. 2 men forced her to the buried place. They tried to catch her hands and her legs into the hole. Within minutes after, they tried to stone her.
After they had finished stoning her, were you able to see the girl?
No. Nobody was able to see her because they tried to cover her, and they took her to the hospital to bury.
So, when they were stoning her, they covered her head, did they?
Those who were closest, they were saying there was more bleeding on her face, and her head was bleeding very bad.
How did the crowd react to what happened?
Oh, every person who was there think it is very awful. People were saying this was not good for Sharia law. This was not good for human rights. This is not good for anything. People were saying that.
Did anyone try to stop the men stoning her?
No one can stop. Because these men have a gun, so no one can stop them.
I heard one man was shot. Is that correct?
That young boy was among the crowd people, so the people trying to see every person what was happening, so they tried to open fire. He is dead.